Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben Parks, 225 marathoner, and the other day I woke up one morning and was just thinking as I was making my toast in the morning, with our very nice toaster, we spent so much money on this, but we could have just bought one for £5 and I would have still got toast out of it. And there's so many of these examples in life. Cars, you buy the cheapest one you can find, the most expensive, you still get where you're going. So I really wanted to know if that was going to be the case with running shoes. So I got out my credit card, bought 5 pairs of running shoes. One from Nike, one from Asics, one from New Balance, one from Reebok, and one from Adidas, with the proviso that these had to be the cheapest shoe that company makes that is classified in their running shoe section. So let's go through and see if any of these shoes are actually any good, or what is the best thing to do if you've got around 50, 60, 70 pounds worth to spend on your next pair of shoes. Before we get started, please check out my own website, benparks.com, where you can find the latest and greatest training plans to help you with your running, covering all distances from 5k, 10k, half marathon, marathon, and ultra. And we also make the best running hats in the world, with all sorts of casual tees and technical gear to help with your running. It helps really support the channel and allows us to go out and buy loads of different shoes to review. Right guys, thank you so much for your support. And if those options aren't available to you to support us that way, just hitting that like button and leaving us a comment down below massively helps out as well. Right, let's clear these shoes out. We'll come on to those in a minute. And just to quickly say, we did look at Hoka, Saucony and Brooks as well, but they didn't have anything under £100. Also to say, none of these shoes were in the sale. This is just their RRP, their standard price. We're starting out here with the Reebok EnergyLux 2. This cost us just £35. So how was this shoe to run in? Very much on the narrow side, this one, and I did get a little bit of rubbing at the back of the shoe here as well. But pretty lightweight, 289 grams. It is a little bit dead, it's a little bit hard. A lot of these shoes, the foams you get in these shoes are not gonna be anywhere near as responsive or propulsive as you run along the road. And it did need a little bit of breaking in. Not too bad on the support, and yeah, it did come up probably about half a size down to me. So it needs to go, sort of should have got a half a size bigger. You don't be running any more than about 10k in something like this. So if you're 5k, your 10ks, park runs and things like that, it will look after you fine. Very much the shoe's probably a little bit better suited to walking. Good sort of stability there for a bit of gym work as well. But overall, not a bad effort for that money there. And just to say, at the end of the video, we will be ranking all of these shoes at the end with what I recommend. Right, let's have a chat about the Adidas Galaxy 6. Now, this shoe is the heaviest shoe, the heaviest running shoe I've ever worn. 425 grams, and it is a massive, clunky, big unit. This cost me £45, and again, pretty stiff at the back, the heel counter here, just sort of rubbing a little bit, but not too bad. But I'm just gonna cut to the chase, guys. This is not a good running shoe, just that very heavy weight. The foam here is just not responsive at all. It feels like you're running along with a complete lead weight on the end of your foot. Adidas obviously have some much better shoes, a little bit higher up in the range, but yeah, 425 grams as a running shoe is just way too much, really. Bear in mind, these weights are all in my particular size, so your sizes might be a little bit lighter. But perfectly fine for a casual shoe, going for a walk, going to the gym, you'll be fine. But yeah, really not a good running shoe, that one. Right, moving on to adding a little bit of bright color into our life with this very nice, lightweight, complete opposite, 227 grams here, £55 for the New Balance 411 V3. And yeah, this is when we start to get into, actually, this could be an okay running shoe. Nice and lightweight, really good padding around the ankle there, got a good lockdown, true to size for me as well. Just that sort of lightweightness again, for your 5 and 10Ks, this is gonna be a really nice option for someone there. Or maybe someone that's just doing a little bit of speed work and wants that super lightweight shoe. Again, not that responsive, none of these shoes are particularly. A little bit on the narrow side as well, so if you've got some wider feet, potentially one to avoid, but they do offer this in a extra wide fitting as well. Good entry level there from New Balance and holding up so far. With a lot of these shoes, they're not going to be the most durable given their price point as well, but for what I have run in the shoes, haven't really seen too much degradation so far. Quickly guys, if you are finding this video useful, please smash that like button and answer today's question of the day. What is your best running shoe bargain that you found out there? Where did you get it from? Help out the running community below. Let us know where you got your great shoes, how much you paid for them, and where is the best place to find them. It'd be great to see where you go for your bargain hunting. Right, back to the video. Let's have a chat about the Nike Revolution 6. Now this is the Nature version, which cost us £59 here in the UK. Nature just means saying it's their sort of Nike sort of more recycled range. They're saying 20% of this shoe, so not that much, is made from recycled content. Very much on the heavy side as well, 353 grams here. Crikey, you can really feel the difference between these last two shoes. And this one, pretty comfortable. Again, not too bad around the heel, not too stiff. Got a nice good lockdown. The foams in the shoe are a little bit squeaky. Now, you can see in all this footage when we were recording it was very rainy, not very nice. Just got a little bit of extra squeakiness in this one for some reason as we were going along. It also did run a little bit small, so I would suggest sizing up. Again, a little bit on the narrow side. So it's starting to see a few themes in this. This shoe and the next shoe is probably the only shoe I'd recommend going up to something like a half marathon in. Just felt like it's just got a bit more support. The foam is just giving you a little bit more than the others. So yeah, 5K, 10K or up to half marathon in this shoe will be absolutely fine. Personally, wouldn't want to be running a marathon in any of these sort of shoes. Just not that supportive and not quite at that sort of comfort level you're going to want for something like that. Right, let's move on to spending a little bit more money. We shelled out £80 here. This was sort of our max limit we set of £80 for this, for the ASICS Gel Excite 9, the most expensive option here, but probably the most option where it's really getting to what you tend to classify it as a proper all-out running shoe. Something with a bit more structure to it, a bit more support here on the inside, just sort of hugs the foot a little bit better all around. Good width on the shoe, no rubbing. It was just kind of, everything was just okay about it. Good sort of lockdown, really supportive and squishy around the ankle there. And also a really good grip on the shoe, 349 grams. So yeah, again, a little bit on the heavy side, but starting to get a little bit more responsiveness out of this foam, the Ampli foam here from ASICS. And so overall for this one, I'd say not a bad effort for that entry level option. So what do you get if you do spend a little bit more money on your running shoes? Well, I've got here a pair of ASICS Gel Nimbus 25, a good all-around, but mainly sort of easy recovery run shoe. So generally a lot softer foams, a lot more supportive foam that's going to be a little bit more responsive. They're just going to look after your body a little bit better, your joints, your muscles and everything. Better quality materials in the upper, a little bit more breathable, so you're going to get some nice air to keep your feet nice and cool as you run. Generally, they're probably going to be a bit more durable, a bit more comfortable. And then once you get into that sort of £200 price bracket, something like this Nike Vaporfly version 3, you've then got this sort of very high-end foam, so Nike Zoom X foam. You've got carbon plates running through the shoe, very lightweight materials to really get the most out of you on race day. Big budgets for R&D, marketing, and everything that goes into creating these very high-end shoes. So about £250 for something like that. But yeah, it will make a difference. You can't really deny the facts and figures say that if you go out to do your race in a shoe like this versus taking out something like this, this is going to be a little bit faster. But essentially, you're still going to get to the finish line in one of the cheaper shoes as well. Well, I've got shoes all over the place at the moment, but let's go through a little bit of a ranking of what I think about the cheap shoes that we got. Well, no surprise, in last place was the Adidas. Just a hilariously heavy, chunky, not very nice shoe. Moving on to the Reebok, fourth place here. It's not too bad, it's all around okay, but there are going to be some better options out there, such as the New Balance in third place. Really like just how lightweight this shoe is. If you do like doing some shorter reps or some shorter races, having that lightweightness will make a good difference to your training. Pretty comfy all around. Really like the colors that comes in as well. And then really in joint first place, we've got the Nike and the ASICS shoe here. Pretty comfortable, nice to run in, good lockdown. It's really hard to fault these too much at the price they're coming in at. Obviously the ASICS is the most expensive shoe here, but still, it's an all-around perfectly good, decent trainer. Well, there's mud all over this table now. But anyway, let's have a chat about what I would personally do if I had around that sort of 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds worth of budget to go out and buy my next pair of running shoes. Well, I'd really recommend just getting online and having a look around at some of last year's models. Some absolute classics, something like the New Balance 1080, which I found for about £79. The Hoka Clifton 8 is probably around about 65. The Pegasus 39, because the 40 is about to come out now, for around about mid 80s there. The Reebok Float Ride, which is currently out of stock at the moment, but an absolute brilliant shoe for under £50, about £48 for the Reebok Float Ride. Asics Nova Blast 2, around about 74. These are all last year's stock, so it's not going to be available in all sizes, but all the screenshots I put on the screen have got really good availability of those at very different sites. And that's really the best thing to do with this sort of range of money as well. Alternatively, a lot of these manufacturers do have factory stores worth having a look. We actually have one, a Nike factory store I can almost see at the O2 behind us here, which is well worth popping into and seeing what bargains you can find. But there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's been fun testing out some different types of shoes here. Next up, Sarah, could you just grab it for me? We've got the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro. That will be coming up very soon. Throw it into the shot, over the microphone. There we go. That one's coming up very soon. So stay tuned for that. I hope your training is going very well. Let us know if you like the video. Right, we'll see you in the next one.